Hello, my name is Dr. Jeff Davis. The program you're watching is Feed My Sheep. Jesus said in John 21, verse 17, if you love me, feed my sheep. Today I want to talk to you from this thought. Who is your brother? We're going to be looking in Genesis chapter 4, verse 9. And Jehovah said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? Now, in the story of Cain and Abel, they are the first two brothers that we see in the scriptures, and we have that typical sibling, brotherly sibling rivalry going on. And I don't believe that Abel was necessarily participating. I'm not saying he was innocent in the rivalry, but it looks like Cain was the one that was a little bit more upset with his brother, partly because of the way that God accepted the offering of Abel, but he did not accept the offering of Cain. Now, you read the story in Genesis 4, and we find that ultimately Cain, out of anger, kills his brother. And when God comes to him, he says, where is Abel, thy brother? And Cain says, I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper? Now, we know that God knew what had already happened. God is omniscient, all knowing. God knew what had happened. But he asked Cain, partly to see if Cain would acknowledge what happened. And Cain did what so many of us do when we are confronted with truth. He lied. And he said, am I my brother's keeper? Now, how does that relate to you and I today? We have a responsibility for others. We may not like everybody. We may not agree with everybody. We may not even want to be around everybody. But that does not negate our responsibility for everyone. There are people that are going to rub you the wrong way. You may have a coworker that talks in such a way that their voice is an irritation. You may have a neighbor that is just obnoxious. You may have people in your own family or friends that are just not the kind of people that you wish they would be. And yet, even in the midst of all of that, they're still our brothers. They're still our sisters. Good overcomes evil. In science, there is light and darkness. And some people believe that darkness snuffs out light. That when darkness comes into the room, light leaves. But actually, it's the opposite of that. When light enters into a room, it is the darkness that flees. And the only reason darkness returns is because light leaves. Now, Jesus said we are the light of the world. That our responsibility is to go into places that are dark, because our presence, the light we bring, drives out the darkness that we encounter. And there are times when you're going to meet people. You meet people on a regular basis, a consistent basis. They're in your world, and they have darkness within them for whatever the reason. It could be their past. It could be their way of thinking. It could be the way they look at life. It could be bitterness. Whatever it is, the light that's in you is able to drive out the darkness that's in them. Not because you have to be overpowering, not because you have to be overbearing, but you just have to be. Light be. Come into the room. Occupy this space. Let me be the one that sheds light. And darkness will flee. So when we say, who is my brother's keeper? I am my brother's keeper. Who knows what's going on with their brother? I know what's going on with my brother. And I'm here to help my brother come out of darkness and enter into the light. Thank you. Thank you for watching this program today. And if you want more information about the ministry of Feed My Sheep, visit us at www.drjeffdavis.org. Again, that's www.drjeffdavis.org. You'll see the outreaches and things that we're involved in. And we want to thank you today for watching the program. Until next time, I want you to continue loving Jesus, feed my sheep, go out and be a blessing.